Hi everyone! So today we are going to be sharing my Little Mermaid collection. So these are, some of them are my childhood dolls, but most of these were purchased when I was an adult. And I think what's interesting about The Little Mermaid for me is that we didn't own that VHS when we were kids. We had the like sing-along and Whale of a Tale.
Yep, the Whale of a Tale.
So we had like one of the TV series things, and I remember watching the TV series, but I hadn't actually seen the movie, and I didn't understand anything about the movie.
But the TV series, the Whale of a Tale VHS, was actually, along with Beauty and the Beast, like the first two kids movies I remember having.
And one of my very first Disney dolls that I got was Princess Mermaid Ariel for my 6th birthday in 1997. It was a really big deal, like going to Toys R Us, and I remember picking her out in a fashion pack. More on her when we get to her, but that was kind of what started my love for Ariel, and she actually was one of my favorite dolls for a while, and I don't think I saw the movie until I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10. I just have a really special place in my heart for the dolls, and what's really unique about the Little Mermaid dolls, if you don't know, if you don't collect them, is that the reason why the movie came out so much longer before the original Mattel dolls, it's because a company called Tyco owned the rights to the Little Mermaid merchandise. So they were the ones that released the original dolls, and you're going to see some of them in this video. I've always had a sort of an eclectic collection of Little Mermaid things since I got back into them, and they were one of the ones I really wanted to have a shelf when I first started setting up dolls in my room. So I have 2 shelves of them now. They can't even all fit on display. So if you want to see pictures of these dolls, if you want to read more about them, get more information, feel free to check out my Little Mermaid album on Flickr. I will link my Flickr below as always. It's, like I said, it's still a work in progress. It's under construction. A lot of the dolls need things written about them. So we're going to start with the Tyco dolls because they all happen to be clustered. So this is the very first Ariel doll that was ever produced by Tyco. She was the true first edition, and as you can see, she doesn't really look like Ariel. She's got this weird, ugly, copper-colored hair. She's got this kind of pouty face mold, and she's just overall really silly looking. I know that there are going to be people who think she's ugly, and I can totally understand your point. I never thought I'd want one of these dolls. However, I saw this one at the local flea market in 2014, and she was in a basket with my Sparkle Eyes Snow White, and they were each $5, which was kind of pricey, but I had to have Snow White and I had to have this Ariel. And I have to say, she is one of my favorites in my whole collection.
Yeah, because when we weren't sure if we were going to end up getting both, there was actually some debate about whether or not she'd choose her over Snow White or not, which, because of how passionate Shelly is about Snow White.
So Tyco obviously fixed their game, because this was the 2nd edition Ariel when they gave her the proper colored hair, and you can see there's a different head mold, but they were sold with the same outfits, in case you're wondering. And I have 2 of them. So this was my first one that my dad bought me naked at the flea market sometime in 2011. So she's special because she was from my dad. And then this one I got her from a Dollar Lady at the flea market 2011 or 2012. She was wearing this outfit. She was only $1, and I really wanted to have the mermaid tail. So something you're going to notice about these Tyco dolls, different facial screening. So there was like this facial screening and head mold, then there was this head mold with this facial screening, and there's going to be one in a few minutes you see with twinkly eyes. For the most part, this one and the twinkly eye one are repeated and recycled a lot. So if you get these dolls naked secondhand, you're probably never going to really know who they were, and you're going to see how I dealt with this in a few minutes. So then we have my Tyco singing Ariel. I got her for $1 at the flea market in 2012, and I remember it was the weekend before my dad passed away, because he was in the hospital at the time, and we would come and visit him after going to the flea market because he encouraged us to keep going without him. And I was so excited when I found her, and originally we weren't going to buy her because I didn't really collect bigger scale dolls at the time besides American Girls. And then we have my 2 beautiful brides. So this beautiful bride I got in 2015 from the Bead Blast Barbie lot at the flea market, and the reason I was so keen to get this doll, even though she's literally like the same facially as that, I got her mermaid tail with her, which is how I identified her. But anyways, her legs were off. A very common defect on these Tyco dolls is that their legs fall off, even in the box. Like, you'll see a lot of them on eBay with legs just floating around in the package. It happens to Brooke Shields dolls too. So if you break your Tyco Ariel's legs, it's not your fault. It was probably already breaking. It's probably just the factory defect. But I knew I could fix it because I had recently learned how to fix doll legs of this style joint. So I was really eager to fix her because I thought someone else might throw her out. And then the really special thing is that my friend Lisa, a week later, she gave me a bag of her old doll stuff that she wasn't going to use anymore, obviously. And in the bag, I found Ariel's wedding dress and veil, which was super cool. Now this lady, remember, I said they're recycled. I got her on eBay in a lot that had some Ariel fashion packs, like this one, for example, in 2013. And the thing was that I didn't get any original Ariel outfits in that lot. They were all fashion packs, so I don't know who she is. And, you know, you might think, oh, well, their bangs look slightly different. No, they don't. They all have variations. You can look at 2 first edition Ariels, and they will have different, like, styled bangs. There is, like, no concrete way just by their hair, unless it's, like, really long like this doll, to tell them apart. So I decided, I used to have her labeled as something else because that was before I realized the bangs didn't matter. I was like, well, you know what, the Beautiful Bride dolls seem really common because I got her in one place, I got her outfit in another place, and then just a few weeks ago when we were at the flea market, we got a bin of doll clothes and there was more pieces to this doll. So that's why I'm calling her Beautiful Bride, but we really don't know.
But just so we're clear, this is the same Ariel doll that we've had forever that we were calling Royal Princess.
Yes.
So that doll is still here. That's her.
Yes, yeah. And then we have Tropical Ariel. Now you'll notice the stark difference. So facially, she's exactly the same. Tyco is cheap like that. However, she is tan. And I knew who she was for that reason. She is the only tan Ariel, I believe, except for, I think, Calypso hair. So I got her at this local charity store after my dentist appointment one day. 2017? It was on my YouTube channel. I remember because I made her this hairpiece, so it had to have been 2016 or 2017. But yeah, this outfit I just got. I mated her with it. She even has the little panties underneath.
So cute.
And I got this from the same bin as the Beautiful Bride outfits. I also have another one of these dresses, which is great. Then, if you watched my, Dolly Tales Dad Dolls video, then you would have seen this girl. Sentimentally, she's definitely in the top, like, 3. I got her at this flea market in 2011. She was stuck in, like, a coffee mug with some other dolls, and she was $2. She was wearing a Lady Lovely Luxe dress. Don't ask how I remember that. And I fell in love with her twinkly eyes. I had wanted a Tyco Ariel doll with this twinkly eye facial screening. I think it's a lot prettier than this one. Yeah, what made her special and why she reminded me of my dad is because Colleen was taking her off her stand one day and one of her legs fell off. Like I said, that's a common defect. And at the time, Dad was mad because he thought it was Colleen's fault when it really wasn't. And I was like crying about it because she was one of my favorites even back then. So she has a screw in her leg. I'd lift it up to show you, but I don't want to knock her over. And that's how he fixed her. He like screwed into her hip and put a wall anchor in her hip joint. But that's the wrong way to fix them. There's a much safer way. But a lot of dads did this. Actually on that video I had a few other people tell me that their dads did similar things. We have these 2 ladies. I got them both from the Ken Suitcase bin in 2016. So in one of my very first videos called Behind the Scenes of Beautifying Flea Market Rescues, this is the lot that was in that video. I don't technically know who they are because they were naked and there was literally not a scrap of their clothing. So for the purpose of this video and for the purpose of my inventory, I didn't just want to have them listed like as generic Ariels. So I decided that basically I could call them whatever I wanted. So I tried to be logical about like the ones I knew they couldn't be. So if it was a really rare doll, I knew it's not the really rare doll, chances are. So I decided Whale of a Tail Ariel, really like her. And she's the same thing, so you know what? We're calling her Whale of a Tail. And then this one, I decided to call Mer Babysitter because, again, that one seemed really popular. And it's one of the ones I would want. And her hair seems to naturally want to style in a ponytail like that doll's. That's why her hair is in a ponytail in the first place. But I don't technically know if that's who they are. Again, it's honestly one of those guessing games. And if I got close to another one with this facial screening, I'd just modify the name on my inventory. So that's what I did. I went for the earlier ones because this face is available in 92 and 93. So I decided to default to the older year and then just pick between those, if that makes sense. So then we have Princess Mermaid Ariel. We have this one and we have this one. This is one of my childhood dolls. So she was my second one. And I got her as kind of like an upgrade from this one. We're going to talk a lot about her, so hold on. I remember getting her at the flea market with just her little bikini top for, I don't know, $1 or $2 as a kid, and I wanted her because at the time my childhood doll had like cut hair and was balding, so she was like in really nice shape. But these dolls shed easy. You can see she has like some hair missing in the front. I don't remember if I did that or if she was like that when I got her, but she's always been my nice one. I'd still love to get this doll boxed because I don't like, this outfit's really trashed, and as you can see I borrowed Fashion Fantasy Cindy's thing to go under it because this dress will literally show the doll's hiney because it's not like made to cover the back end. So this is not just something Mattel did in more recent years. This was something they've been doing since the 90s. Then this is my childhood princess mermaid Ariel. Like I said in the intro, I picked her out for my 6th birthday at Toys R Us. I still remember that clear as day, and I got one of the fashion packs. It was the purple dress that completely fell apart on me within like a month of me having it, which was pretty sad. And the most notable thing that we can remember about Ariel, well, there's a few, but we used to play this game called Ariel and Kelsey, and basically Colleen would borrow my African American Bath Time Fun Kelly, who we named Kelsey, and I would play with Ariel, and we would make them like a mom and daughter combo. I know it totally doesn't make sense, but that's what we did. And they would live in my bookshelf in like a little shack because they were homeless, and that was the whole game. And that game was what made Colleen and me be a lot closer.
Like, because that's when we actually started playing dolls together.
Because before that, a lot of people think we were always super close. We weren't. Colleen used to hate me when we were
I was
really
very
little
jealous.
kids.
I didn't want a sibling.
One time we were in the pool, and this is really gross, but you know when you're a kid and like you'll swim in anything, like a dirty pond, a green pool? Well, we wanted to swim in the pool even though it was like covered in like scum and it was green, and Dad put some chemicals in. He was horrible at keeping up with the pool. He had us get in to like stir it around and like make a whirlpool, and we were really excited, and we thought this was like the perfect opportunity to take our dolls into the pool with us. And Ariel was wearing Waterfall Magic Jasmine's ill-fitting bathing suit, which looked horrible with her. I dropped Ariel into the murky water, into like, it was basically swamp water, and I screamed, "Ariel!" and I'm like digging around in the water, and then Colleen
I suddenly felt this thing on my leg, and I don't know, I thought it was an eel or a swamp thing or something, and I made this noise like, ah, kind of like Ariel, ah, except it was, ah, and then I reached down and grabbed whatever it is, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Ariel! And we were so relieved to find her.
Yeah, and then of course we got out of the pool and cleaned the dolls, and that was the last time we did that. But Jasmine was mad and salty because her little like wrap that went around the bathing suit got lost in during this whole event, and Dad found it sometime later in the pool skimmer, and it was all faded and disgusting by that point. But we still kept it.
Oh yeah, we still have it somewhere.
We didn't throw things away.
And Ariel, the other thing too is that, I mean, this doll was like famous. Like she was Jane's friend in the famous camping refugee game. Both the Ariel and Kelsey in the camping game will have their own episodes of Dolly
Yeah,
Tales, so don't worry, we'll talk way more about that later.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, she kind of played like the stupid sidekick friend later on. And then as a kid, her hair, like, I don't know, a lot of these Ariel dolls are rooted with some kind of nylon. It's not saran and it's not Connectlon. It's like this gross nylon. And it used to get tangled when I was a kid, and there'd be like forks in her hair and those nibbles, Velcro bows all in her hair. And eventually I thought for her own, like, to keep her kempt, I would give her a nice fashionable haircut and to disguise the severe balding, because I used to compulsively brush my dolls. So she ended up with like hair up to here, and it was all scabby at the ends, and she was bald, and I really regretted it. So as an adult, I rerooted her with all this luscious saran red hair. It's one of my favorite reroots. These are her original bangs though. This I've showed before in my other Disney videos. My dad got me these books at a yard sale that he was at one day. He saw a little girl cooing over this pack of like little Disney books, and when she put it down to ask her mom the price, he was like, oh, I'm gonna take these and ask how much they are so Shelly can use them for her dolls. Poor little girl, but you know what? Happy dolls. So she probably would have like gotten rid of these in like 2 years anyways. I've had these for 8 years now, so.
Oh my god, you have.
Yeah, I know. I'm old. So then we have Let's Swim Ariel. Yeah. I think we got her from the guy that sold us Colleen's Camp Skipper. Now, I had her bathing her like tail since I was a kid. I actually made her this top. It's really poorly sewn, but I painted on the fishies to match. And then we have Swimming Ariel. So I got her actually at the same time as Sea Pearl Princess Ariel. This doll was like an Avon exclusive. and she came with like this bracelet for you. So I got both of them in 2011 in the fall. It was the Ariel yard sale lot. It was 2 cases of 90s Barbies that we got for $7, but there were Ariel dolls in the bins, and that's why we bought them. I got some Bratz dolls that same day. Another Sea Pearl Princess Ariel. At least I think. I want to say they're pretty much the same as Princess Mermaid Ariel. I'm pretty sure it's like the same doll.
I did think there might be a subtle hair, like...
Yeah, because like this doll's bangs sit more like so, whereas my other two kind of tuck under their chin. So that's ultimately why I called this doll Sea Pearl Princess, but I really don't know, and I really don't think it matters a whole lot. It's the outfit that's really the ultimate difference here. I got her for 10 cents at the flea market. So there was this bin of McDonald's toys and stuffed animals at this indoor place we used to go to all the time, and I saw a beautiful perfume Princess Jasmine who looked like brand new, and then this poor naked Ariel, and I knew I didn't need her, but I just have a soft spot for Ariels, especially ones that look so much like my childhood doll. Then we have my 2 basic Ariels. This one over here has a really cool story. So in 2011, we got this outfit in the Generation Girl lot from this seller at the local flea market. And I was really sad that I didn't have the doll that went in it. Well, 2 years later, on opening day in 2013, that same seller was set up again, and he had a big bin of 60-ish dolls, which we bought for, and we call it the 60 doll bin. And she was in that bin. So I'm thinking that this is her actual outfit, and that he just had a lot of stuff, and they somehow got separated, and we...
Because there were other, like...
Sparkling Jasmine, too.
Yeah, there were other cases where either the doll or the outfit, like... It was like some of it lined up like a puzzle.
And this lady I got from the Bead Blast Barbie lot of 2015 with my wedding Ariel, the beautiful bride Ariel that you saw earlier. I don't have her outfit, but she's really cute in this little Mattel fashion pack. Then we have the Disney on Ice Ariel. She is the 1999 version. I'll put her year in. There are differences. They released Disney on Ice dolls several times, but she has articulated legs. Ooh, she doesn't sit up very well, which was what gave away her identity, because not all of them do. I'm not sure who manufactured them originally. It's like the Disney store dolls. They don't like say who manufactures them, so they're just generically Disney packaged. But I got her from the Jewel Secrets Barbie lot in 2015, and it was like this like fabric case of dolls that we bought from Ken Suitcase Guy, actually. And there were several Ariel dolls in there that I really wanted, and even though she's weird, I wanted her and I love her, and she's one of my favorites. And this is not her original outfit. This is an old school like Disney Parks dolls outfit.
This is one of my personal favorites.
Yes, this is Summer Seas Ariel from the Enchanted Seasons collection. So she's not an actual like doll. This is like, do you hear that? That's like beanbags. So Colleen found her on eBay.
She was like, between the shipping and the actual cost of the doll, which were about equal, like $7-ish bucks each, she ended up being about $15, still in her box, which was a great deal.
Yep.
And I just like nabbed her because she was a good deal for Shelly's collection.
We have Flutter Fantasy Ariel. So she's got this really cool like butterfly themed dress, and you can tell this is when the facial screening started to get more mature. So I got her at the Salvation Army in a big comforter case with other like Disney dolls and late 90s
like
Barbies.
Dazzling Princess Belle from the other video.
But I love her outfit, and I just love this kind of unique concept. Then we have my Forever Hair Ariel. I had her as a kid. She was my only other store-bought Ariel that I had growing up. And I remember picking her out at Target, and I was kind of like torn between thinking she looked a little too seductive to be Ariel, but then I'm a sucker for hair gimmick dolls, so she has like that kind of magic memory hair, so you're supposed to be able to like curl it and crimp it. You don't want to flat iron this type of hair, by the way. I get questions. Boil wash it like you would connect lawn, because it's very like sensitive. And I remember playing with her when there was this extreme like Arctic weather that kind of came through. It was like below 0 degrees, and Dad didn't want us playing dolls in the basement, so he let us play in the living room. And I remember playing with Ariel that day. And this is actually a bracelet you got with your VHS, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's always worn that on display.
You know what? Pepe bought us one of our VHSs and gave me the bracelet because I was older.
Yeah. And this is Sparkle Princess Ariel. If her hair looks a little damp, it's because she was out for stain removal treatment right before we started filming, so I had to wipe it all off. I got her recently from the Princess and the Pauper lot, which we got on opening day this year, 2019, at the flea market. And if you remember that video, she was dark yellow. And I don't know what caused it. I don't know if it was UV damage. It wasn't nicotine damage. I don't know what happened, but it was only like the front. You could see like the outline of her swimsuit. So I kind of just have been slowly putting her out for the past 2-3 weeks. It's been raining a lot. And I've noticed it faded. Like you can barely tell that she is orange, which is great. Like now it's like just a slightly different skin tone. So loves that. And I also reunited her with this outfit. She wasn't with this when we got it. This is Glitter Princess Ariel from 2005. I got her in 2011 at an indoor flea market, still boxed, and I remember she was really cheap, like $4.
Dad and I kind of talked about getting her.
And I thought she'd be a kind of cool addition to my collection, and at the time, she was my only other one that had kind of like the newer style face. And this is her doppelganger. I got her at Savers in a bag with one of my Eric dolls, you'll see, and you know, her and Eric got to stay together, which is really cute. This is 06 Glitter Princess Ariel. So this is when Mattel started putting them on the petite bodies, and they had different head mold. And I got her inside the local flea market. She was wearing a pink Barbie dress that I wasn't sure if was hers or not at the time. But she's really cool and kind of ugly because she's got really strong lip liner. And then this is Disney Store Fun in the Sun Ariel. So this is one of the old school Disney Store dolls. I believe this is when they were made by Children's Place. She's from the Princess and the Pauper lot as well, and you can see I like flat ironed her hair and stuff. She's one of my favorite dolls from that lot. Like I know she's not like the best example of Ariel, but we're both obsessed with her. Disney Princess Collection Pack by Mattel Ariel from 2008. So she was one of those packs of like a bunch of princesses sold at Target. And as I mentioned in my Belle video, it was always a dream of mine to get one of these packs. And I ended up tracking this one down on eBay loose. Like all the dolls were pretty much mint deboxed. And it was a really good deal because I mostly wanted Mulan, but Ariel was one of my absolute favorites. She's so darling. She's still one of my favorites in my collection. And then we have 2009 Sparkling Princess Ariel. She's actually in one of my very first haul photos on Flickr in my treasure hunt album. I got her on opening day at the flea market in 2015. I think
so. That's our first real flea market haul of that year.
Oh, one of my favorites. This is 2009 Bath Beauty Ariel. I got her in the Jewel Secrets Barbie lot, as I mentioned before, with Disney on Ice. Two of my favorite Ariel dolls. She has these awesome purple streaks, and I'm not a huge fan of molded clothes-on dolls, but
in her case, it's awesome.
I mean, she is just, I mean, look at how awesome her stand is. Like, I went all out because I was so obsessed with her. And she's supposed to like change color in the swimsuit top and in the hair streaks. This is 2010 Bath Beauty. You noticed like the difference in how their hair sits? She has nylon hair. All of my 2010 Bath Beauty dolls have nylon hair for some reason. She was a freebie. We bought some Moxie Girls in the fall of 2016 at the local flea market from the Sky, and he said we could pick out another one for free, and so I just grabbed Ariel because she was there, and I kind of have a thing now for these bath dolls. And she's got this cool glittery top, and this was my dad's favorite stand.
I was literally about to say, you can tell Shelly cares about her because that's Dad's favorite stand.
I redid a lot of my old stands from 2011 and 2012, but Dad loved this one so much, even though I see a bunch of flaws. I keep it in his honor. And then this is Basic Ariel. Sorry, I had to double check. She's from the 2015 Disney Store bin. It was a bin that we got with mostly naked dolls, but a lot were a Disney Store, and that's why we wanted that, and like the Sew and Style dolls and things. And she's really cool. I think she was marketed for like Black Friday. Then we have the Disney Classics Film Collection Ariel. So she's like the Disney Store pack. When they had like 11 princesses in a pack, I got her in 2013. She's one of my most sentimental. She was my first Disney Store Ariel, and I always wanted a Disney Store Ariel. You're gonna see like in a few minutes how crazy I went when I first went to the Disney Store as an adult. But Colleen got me this set before she started working at the school she works at now, because that was kind of going to be the first time we'd be apart a lot after losing Dad. So that's why she got me this pack.
I was like, cheer Shelly up, buy her a whole bunch of Disney princess dolls.
They couldn't even fit the pack in a bag. It was so huge. But I felt like such a kid. It was one of the best experiences of all time.
I loved carrying it around. It was great.
Yes. Then we have Forever Fairy Tale Ariel. She came in a 3-pack with Princess Aurora and Belle. And she's probably my favorite from the set. I really love her outfits.
I like her face.
I got them on sale at Walmart for really cheap, and I wanted the extra clothes. And then we have Lagoon gift set Ariel, and I was secretly in love with the set from the moment I saw it, because I have a painting of that scene that I did behind my dolls on display back in like 2011. So I thought it was so cool that they made a set based on that scene, and I thought it would be perfect on my display. And I waited until it like went on sale, and I remember it was really cheap. It might have been like $10.
We actually used to argue about which of these two dolls was prettier, because I think I like the more tan one and she likes the paler one.
Then we have my two very serious looking wedding Tyco Eric dolls. My first guy here, I got him from, we call him Tyco Eric guy, and we bought a lot of things from him over the years. Every time he sees us, he calls us the Barbie girls and asks us how many dolls we have.
So we're the Barbie girls and he doesn't know it, but he's Tyco Eric guy.
Yes, and he was like $1 or $2, and I need to wash his outfit after because it always looks grubby. So he's fabulous. And then we got him with my beautiful bride Ariel from the Bead Blast Barbie lot of 2015. This is not his outfit. This is actually one of those Disney Parks like 2-pack outfits. It's really well made. I got this on eBay in like a Prince clothing lot a long time ago.
Beautiful.
Then this is Eric and Max gift set Eric, and you're like, but Shelly, he's got Tropical Eric's pants on.
So he has the right pants and I believe the right boots in storage. He just didn't have a shirt, and this doesn't need a shirt. So we got him in his outfit.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, we got him from Mulan Lady in 2012, and we both wanted so badly to have any Eric doll. At the time, my only other one was I only had one. It was the Disney Store guy. He looked so much like Aladdin, like Mattel Aladdin, that we just like had to have him.
Yeah, I thought about him
And
constantly.
when we found him, he was like, all his hair paint was completely missing in the front, but I fixed it up, and he is one of my pride and joys. And then we have 2004 Prince Eric. I got him with that Ariel over there at Savers. He's really cool because he's one of the few later Eric dolls that Mattel made, and he was wearing his whole outfit, and I really like his stand. It's supposed to look like he's on a ship deck. Then we have 2010 Disney Store Eric, and this is 2011 Disney Store Eric. So the 2010 guys were sold in wedding outfits, and we got him from the Sweet Sunday Surprises lot in 2018 in the fall. And that was basically some people that live on our street put out a big Barbie dream house and a tote of dolls, and Colleen's friend called us and said, hey, I saw a Barbie house for free on your street, and we immediately went and hunted out the dolls.
And she said it sounded like some sort of like mission, because she could hear me saying, Shelly, get the Jeep. And then I'm not even like by Lori, I'm just like, I gotta go.
So, yes, he's from that lot, and he was one of Colleen's favorite things in that lot. And then we have 2011 Eric. We actually went out to the Disney Store and got him shortly after Dad passed away. Now, as a kid, I didn't like this era of Disney Store dolls, so I kind of had a thing against the Disney Store because I thought they'd carry Mattel Disney dolls the first time I went in, and when I was 11. So as like a almost 21-year-old, I finally caved and went in and saw someone's Disney Store Rapunzel, and I was like in love with her. And it turned out there was like this awesome sale on all the dolls, and so they were $7 each, so I went crazy. I bought this Eric, I bought this Ursula, I bought Triton, and then there's a few others in other collections from other movies that you'll see.
Like Mulan, and yeah, we bought
I wanted Ariel too, but it was being like super greedy already, so he was my first
out of the pack.
Eric doll, and I will love him forever for that reason. And then this is Lagoon gift set Eric that I obviously got with Ariel at Walmart on sale. He is kind of perverted looking, but I like it about him. And then we have my Great Villains Collection Sea Witch Ursula. She is a magnificent thing. I wanted this doll since the moment I found out she existed in my Disney Dolls Identification and Price Guide. However, she was expensive on eBay flea market in 2014, and she was still sealed in her box, and my heart, it just leapt out of my chest. I got her the same day as my Hearts of Honor Lee and Mulan set that was also boxed. What
I remember about that day is that we stopped at Uncle David's and he said we should go to Dairy Queen, and I didn't want to leave the dolls in the car, and her box was so bulky that I actually like pulled her out of the box in the car, even though Uncle David said we should keep them in the box.
Yeah, Uncle David's very, you should collect things to make money, but that's just not my philosophy.
We're getting so much more enjoyment out of her.
But this was my first Ursula. You said she looked like one of your professors in college.
She does. She reminds me of a college professor, and I don't know if it makes me really like her or feel like, please don't make me read that boring book again.
So, like I said, I got her at that Disney store in the spring summer of 2012. And this is my other Ursula, because, you know, Shelly loves collecting Little Mermaid stuff. We made a special trip to Toys R Us. I loved that they brought the signature collection back. I mean, I think we can all agree that the dolls were not as attractive as the earlier renditions. However, I thought that there was a lot of effort considering put into them. They were running a sale for like $10 each on the villains, so I went and I got her, and of course, the evil queen from Snow White. And then we have Triton. I got him at the Disney store that same day, as I mentioned before. He's really cool, and my favorite memory of him is that we used to make him and Swim Class Laguna date on my old Flickr. We used to do like little photo skits. It's kind of like the picture form of what we do in As Told by Dollies, only it wasn't like satire really. So he's her boyfriend, and sometimes he's also dating Ursula. It kind of just depends on our mood. Princess Alana, she's from the 3-pack in 2011. She's made by Mattel, and I got her actually from the same seller as this Ursula, but many years later. I got her in 2017? 2018? 2017. I got her with my Bonita Femur doll, and she was $1. And I also remember she had Getting Fairest Ever After High dolls that I wish I had gotten. Anyways. But she's really cool. I love her. She's beautiful. And I wish they made more of Ariel's sisters. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing the stories behind each of these dolls. And like I said in the intro, if you want to see pictures about these dolls or read more about them, feel free to check out my Little Mermaid album on Flickr. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.